Hello there, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Today I'm going to share with you number 157 of the Catechism with respect to faith and doubt. Something to consider. Do we doubt ourselves when making an action? Do we doubt when we feel we have to do an action? It goes against the people's opinions, against our own will even, going against us to think, wow, why would I want to do this? I'm so scared. I'm so timid. Why do I want to upset the peace? Why should I even do this? I don't think I even have the ability to do so. But the thing is, with faith in God, He can give you that little bit of strength that you need. And you'll find it within yourself, the gumption to say, hey, let's go for it. Let's give this a shot. Let's see if I can get this accomplished. And that optimism, maybe some people think of it as too optimistic, but sometimes that little optimism can keep you going in times when things are so difficult. When times are so difficult that you need a little bit of hope. So don't give up on yourself. Be strong. And now, before we take off on the video, these are just things to consider. That you and I, when we need some strength against doubt, where are we going to find that strength? So let's get this topic started and share a little further. Here's number 157 of the Catechism with respect to faith and doubt. Now, faith is certain. It is more certain than all human knowledge because it is founded on the very word of God who cannot lie. To be sure, revealed truths can seem obscure to human reason and experience, but the certainty that the divine light gives is greater than that which the light of natural reason gives. 10,000 difficulties do not make one doubt. That is from John Henry Newman. And the idea that he's sharing to us with all that is this. If you and I have 1,000 tasks to do today, so many jobs we have to accomplish today, and our mind is so overwhelmed, so overworked, yet out of all of that, as Newman's saying, we don't have doubt. We're still certain that we have to get it accomplished. We just need a lot of coffee. We just need a lot of energy drinks. We just need a lot of breaks, some water, snacks just to keep us going, right? We need some rest and a 5-minute nap break, whatever, just to keep us going, because you and I are certain we will get to the finish line. We just got to carry all this luggage along the way. And that is what he's trying to share with us, that okay, maybe you and I are accomplishing all these different works, these different tasks, and people are saying, oh, why would you want to do all that? You got 10 different things happening in your life right now. You got these things to consider. Okay, maybe I could be a better planner. Maybe I could plan this in the future instead of doing this right now, so that way I can tackle many things at once. That's true. I could become a better planner, but I never had doubt. And that is why faith is certain, because faith from God allows you to tackle many different projects at the same time, even against when people are saying, wow, how are you doing all this work? And when people are amazed at you, they say, wow, this person, this guy, this girl, they can really do this. The boss man, the boss lady, right? You hear all those terms and you're thinking, oh my gosh, Mike, why'd you bring that into the video? But the thing is, there are some awesome leaders out there in real life. There are some awesome leaders that you will want to follow that inspire you to be great. And that is what I'm hoping that shares with you all through these videos, that you and I can be leaders. We can help other people become leaders in their own right, because you and I believe with that certainty that God has given us the grace to do good, that you have an ability, I have an ability. For anyone here in the channel who's good at business, all right, props to you. Who here is good at being a good parent? Prop to you. Who here is good at being a good role model for people when they don't have that role model to believe in? Good for you. A true friend in the darkest time. And that is why you and I can be true friends in the darkest time. When you and I can speak when everything is against us, when the hope is gone, when the hope for us to succeed is not there. Why not? Because the thing is, a little person, one person, me, you, can make the difference for somebody in their life. Maybe that phone call does make a difference. Maybe that text message, that email can be the thing that gets the spark going for them to say, hey, I saw you the other day and I was just thinking about you. This reminded me of when you would go to this park or this football game or these kind of events, because this really reminded me of you and your strengths. And that is God's certainty. Did you catch that? God's certainty through all of that is that He throws in those little nuggets at you, those little tidbits of saying, hey, I remember you, Mike the MC, when you used to give those videos. I remember when you used to talk to people in front of the camera, when you try to inspire people. I remember when you used to do that. That was awesome. Why not do that again today? Why not do that in the future? Why not do this for this community, this school, etc.? Why not do it for this and that? And you see, God does whisper those ideas to you. He will. They're subtle. They're subtle ideas, or even subtle reactions to the world that we live in, however you want to look at this philosophically. But the thing is, you and I live in the same world each day. And the thing is, if you recognize through this video that I'm talking to you, but that he is talking to you through me as an instrument of peace to you, that is something to be considering, to think, wow, Mike the MC is actually talking to me. It's not me, it's God, because he's using my voice, my intellect, my will in this moment to talk to you from ideas that I do have, but he's using them in a profound way so that you can understand that, okay, maybe this person is talking real or he's talking lies. I don't have to trust this guy. But the thing is, it's up to you to decide with your mind and your intellect, your will, with that certainty, what is God wanting me to believe in this moment with Mike the MC talking to me? Is this the truth? Is this not the truth? Is he trying to just share with me ideas that maybe are just out of the blue, that are just so random? But the thing is, from me to you, one thing I learned before, this is an old lesson, when I was in the seminary. When a priest gives a homily to the people, for all the crowd in that church, in the parish, right? What I've learned, this is what I truly believe is the truth. When the priest gives a homily, he's not speaking to the people. He's speaking back to himself. It's a reflection for him, his lesson to remember, to remind himself, hey, I may be a priest in a community that people look up to, that I do all this study, I do all these works, taking care of the kids, the families, parishioners in the town and community, but I don't lord that power over you. I don't lord it over you. I have to respect that I have responsibility, because God gave me, with his authority, this role to fulfill for you all in the community. It's not mine to judge or to abuse people with how I want people to do things in my parish, my town, my church, etc. Because see, that becomes an abuser. See, that's how you know a difference between a cult and a loving church, where I would argue that the cult leader wants to control every aspect that you believe, that you love, that you want to see or hear, where the parishioners are happy with their church leader who wants them to think outside the box, doesn't contain them, wants them to be free, wants them to have kids, wants them to believe in love, redemption, forgiveness. Because think about that. Will the cult leader forgive you? Will he or she allow you to continue on in the cult if you messed up? If you did not go against what they were going with their creed, would they forgive you? Or the priest would say, I forgive you. I give you that opportunity, that chance to redeem yourself. I don't care if you had sex, had the tattoos, did all these bad things in your life. I believe with God's authority, he gives you that chance to redeem yourself, to come back from the grave, to rise again, to do good things. That's what I was trying to allude to from a previous video with this in the Catechism. That idea that, okay, a cult leader may not give you forgiveness, but God gives you forgiveness. And that's the difference between the cult leader and the church priest, and for the parishioners to believe in. Because if you believe that you and I are not contained in the box, we can go out and redeem ourselves, that's a good sign of a good church and a good community. One that's not brainwashed, one that can think, can problem solve, and can solve different situations in the community itself. Being leaders. That is the goal, because I want everyone to be leaders from this channel, from this community. You and I got abilities. You and I got skills. You and I got these ideas that we can accomplish. And we see certainty in our life, whether that's with our good schoolwork, whether that's with our job, whether that's with our career, with our family, our husband, wife, spouse, kids. We see certainties in life. We see our kids happy when they play games on the floor, when they're playing with the basketball, when they're playing outside on the playground, etc. That's a certainty that God shows you, a certainty that there is love in this world, that he wants you to be happy, that he wants you to recognize it's not all gloom and doom in the world that we live in. And that is something to consider, that you and I don't have to be so depressed when things are against us in the time of darkness. Because in the time of darkness, there will be some light. There will be light for us to have faith and have hope in. That is God's certainty. And my certainty from me to you is don't give up on yourself. People may have gone against you. Maybe they've made rumors against you. Maybe you've had to leave town. You've had to quit a job. Maybe you've had to quit or do different things. But you and I can get past that certainty and find the truth that you and I can become awesome in our own right, because God has given us that authority to be awesome in our own right. And we will rise from our blemishes and beyond the grave. And we will grow and help other people. And if he gives you and I the authority to be awesome and great, don't worry about poverty. Don't worry about a house. Don't worry about wife and kids. That'll all be granted to you because it's his authority that he gives you the right people at the right moments of your life. He will protect you. He loves you. I love you. And you got this. And I know we're going to do great things. All right, everyone. Hope this was an inspirational video for you and I. I hope this got you going. I'm all happy. I'm all excited. Let's get this going. Yeah, let's save the world. Let's save the world and do good with our work. And know that the certainty that God has for you and me, that certainty that we're going to do good, is there for us to accept and to move forward now. Now go forward and let's make this world a better place. All right, everyone. Hope this video finds you well. Take care. Have a good one.